How to clean corrosion from your battery terminals and prevent it from reforming, the 7-step guide. If you want your car battery, or any other type of lead-acid battery, to last as long as possible, it's critical that you remove corrosion from the battery terminals as it forms. Accumulated corrosion can damage your car battery's performance and shorten battery life. But luckily, you can remove corrosion from battery terminals quite easily. So, in this free step-by-step easy battery reconditioning guide, we'll show you 1. The 7 easy steps to clean corrosion from your battery terminals. And 2. How to prevent corrosion from forming in the first place. We'll also answer some frequently asked questions about battery corrosion at the end of this step-by-step guide. First things first, safety precautions. Before I show you the steps to remove corrosion from lead-acid batteries, i.e., most car/truck batteries, marine batteries, golf cart batteries, forklift batteries, etc., it's important to review first some safety guidelines. Lead-acid batteries contain hydrogen-oxygen gases and sulfuric acid. Therefore, anytime you work with a lead-acid battery, such as your car battery, you should take safety precautions to prevent burns or other battery problems. So here are some safety guidelines to use when working on your battery. Always wear approved safety glasses or goggles, plus a face shield ideally. Wear clothing that protects your body, hands, and face. Work in a well-ventilated area. Do not lean over the battery while working on it. Work carefully with metal tools and conductors. Do not expose the battery to cigarette flames, sources of ignition, sparks, or any other source. Keep vent caps tight. If you come into contact with any liquid from the battery, flush the area thoroughly with water and contact a physician. Do not let children near the car battery. So why is corrosion so bad for batteries? And why is it important to keep batteries corrosion-free in the first place? Well, the battery terminals are where the car connects to the battery with cables. And this connection, the wires from the car to the battery terminals, relies on direct contact to transfer power from the battery to your car so you can start it. But corrosion gets in the way of this energy transfer. We'll talk more about this in the FAQ at the end of this step-by-step guide, but basically, terminal corrosion starts as a result of escaping battery acid gases. Corrosion will therefore naturally occur, which is why it is important to regularly check the battery. So if you're having trouble starting your car or a loss of electrical power to your vehicle, don't assume you have a bad battery. Instead, inspect the terminals for corrosion, and if any is present, follow this step-by-step guide to get rid of it. And then use the trick at the end of this 7-step guide to help prevent it from reforming. How to remove battery corrosion, the 7-step guide. Step 1. Disconnect the car battery. Battery clamp. Before working on the car battery, you need to remove the wires from the terminals. Make sure you don't touch them both at the same time. Start with the grounded terminal first. This is the negative terminal and is black in color. Remove the clamp. Then disconnect the ungrounded terminal. The ungrounded terminal is positive and red in color. If the terminals are badly corroded, it may be difficult to remove the clamps. You may need a pair of vice grips to get the job done. Simply wiggle the clamp until it is loose enough to remove yourself. Step 2. Inspect the system. You should check the cables and clamps for any signs of damage. If you notice something wrong, replace it. It will do no good to remove corrosion from the battery to create good terminal contact if there is any other damage to the cables or clamps. To do this, note where the battery cable meets the clip. If you notice excessive levels of white or blue-green debris, the cable may need to be replaced. You can also gently tap the clamp with a screwdriver to see if any dust is loosened. Be sure not to breathe this dust as it is a crystallized acid that could cause respiratory problems. Next, take a look at the car battery itself. If you notice cracks, warping, or damage, you may need to replace it. While the battery is depleted, this may be a good time to recondition the battery to give it a longer life. Step 3. Create a terminal cleaning solution. Battery cleaning solution. To neutralize sulfuric acid, you should mix a tablespoon of baking soda with a cup of hot water. Some people prefer to put the baking soda on the terminals directly without water and then add the liquid afterward. You may opt for this method if the corrosion is severe. Step 4. Clean the battery terminals. Cleaning of battery terminals. Next, gently spray the battery with a spray bottle or hose. Doing this will help start the cleaning process and will also help ensure that battery acid on the outside of the battery does not become airborne, so it does not get in your eyes, on your skin, or on clothing. Next, you want to use a soft brush and apply the baking soda cleaning solution to the battery terminals. With a soft brush, like an old toothbrush, you can apply more water than with a stiff brush. Once you've applied the solution, use your old toothbrush or terminal cleaner and start scrubbing. As the baking soda comes in contact with the corrosion, it will bubble. Let it sit for a few seconds to make sure the acid is neutralized. Be sure to also clean any corrosion on the cable clamps. Pay close attention to the inside of the clamps, at the point where the connection is made. If the battery cables need to be cleaned, you can soak the ends in hot water. Step 5. Rinse the battery. Clean car battery. Put some cold water on a clean rag and wipe off the mixture. Do not let the mixture get on your hands, clothing, or the vehicle. Even when diluted, sulfuric acid can cause burns and other adverse reactions. Step 6. Protect terminals with petroleum jelly. Petroleum jelly in battery. Applying a thin layer of Vaseline to the terminals prevents corrosion. It also allows you to reattach the clamps to the terminals more easily. You can use petroleum jelly on any exposed metal surface. So you can apply the Vaseline on the terminals, clamps and posts. Step 7. Reconnect the battery. When the battery is completely clean and you've applied the Vaseline, it's time to reconnect it. Start by reconnecting the positive clamp first. This is the red clamp. Then reconnect the negative clamp. This is the black clamp. We recommend using a wrench to tighten them, being careful not to damage them. Frequently asked questions about car battery corrosion. How often should battery corrosion be cleaned? There is no strict rule about cleaning battery corrosion. You should inspect the battery regularly and clean it as needed. Is it necessary to replace a corroded car battery? If you can clean the corrosion, there is no need to replace the battery. Pro tip: while you're inspecting and cleaning your batteries, this may also be a good time to fully recondition them to maximize their lifespan. What causes car battery corrosion? Terminal corrosion is caused by hydrogen gas escaping from battery acid. This gas mixes with the atmosphere and produces a layer of corrosion. Sometimes when corrosion occurs only on the negative terminal, you can assume that the system is charging too much. On the other hand, having corrosion only on the positive side could indicate an overload situation. What if I need to clean the battery terminals on the fly? You can use a can of Coke or Pepsi if you're in a bind. Cleaning battery terminals with soda is an old trick used for generations. It may not be the best fluid for your battery, but it heats corrosion like a champ if you're in a pinch. Use this guide to make your batteries last as long as possible. We hope this step-by-step guide has been helpful to you. Whenever you need to remove corrosion from your battery, you can use this 7-step guide. And don't forget to use the Vaseline tip to help prevent corrosion from happening again. It is very common for batteries to die prematurely due to corrosion issues, but this guide will help prevent that and ensure your batteries last as long as possible. And if you want to take it to the next level and learn how to completely recondition lead-acid batteries to dramatically increase your shelf life, click here to view a presentation and learn more. For more information, visit our website and subscribe to the channel. Click below.